previously on Gears.
Have you seen the movie Kick-Ass?
No, I don't actually watch movies that often.
Have you watched Skyfall?
No.
Ooh.
Alright, that is the last movie I'll probably watch is like the Amazing Spider-Man. It's probably like the last.
No, interview's over. Interview's over. Tasman, have you watched Skyfall?
Yeah.
Interview's over.
I'll interview you.
This Pepper
Where
family.
you off to?
Okay, hold on a second. Joining us in the studio, which this is just quite the amazing story because Jordan, to get here, had to wait for one of his sisters to graciously give up her time to finish college, to go and fetch him, to bring him here because he can't drive, does he?
That sucks.
I know. He can't drive, but he's going to go and race. Isn't that a little bit of a paradox?
That's so funny.
Joining us in studio is the super talented, hell of a nice guy, Jordan Pepper. Jordan, great that you managed to get here. Thanks, man.
Thank you for inviting me. It's awesome to come down here and be on the radio.
But now, what standard are you in grade?
I'm in grade 11 this year.
Okay.
So I still got 2 more years, but hopefully it ends soon.
Okay, grade 11, but now you're on holiday now.
Yeah, I actually am on holiday. It's actually the best time. Wish I could be on holiday the whole year. Now and again, just go to school.
Okay, now we understand that because the reason I'm asking on holidays, I mean, you've got a pretty busy year coming up. Or is it just one race?
No, I'm actually going to be out and about overseas in Germany the whole year.
The whole year?
Pretty much, yeah, traveling back and forth. It's 6 rounds, 9 races, so going to be out of the country at least like 35-40 days this year racing, so it's pretty exciting stuff.
All right. Now, the exciting thing about it is that Jordan Pepper is now going to be taking part in something called the VW Scirocco Cup, which is like the precursor to the main DTM races, following the DTM circuit for most of the time.
Yeah, it's actually going to be pretty different because racing in South Africa, there's like 10,000 fans, but there now it's going to be 120,000, 130,000 watching the DTM, so it's going to be a much bigger atmosphere and it's going to be really cool to be there.
Yeah, you can wave to everyone.
Yeah, that's if you do well, I guess.
Just wave
Sasha would wave no matter what.
I'd be right at the back, but I'd still be waving.
Just do 15 laps of waving at
I'll
the
just-
fans.
The Queen of England wave.
I'll just be doing the sort of warm-up lap. And that would be me going flat out.
And then pull in the pits and waving.
Then pull in the bits, complain about something like that. Jordan, an incredible experience. I mean, tell us a little bit how it came together that you managed to getting over to Scirocco Cup.
Well, last year this time it was pretty much a dream, but then working through last year racing in the Polo Cup here in South Africa, and then I decided I went on to like VW, I actually have to apply to race Scirocco Cup. There was over 100 applicants.
Yeah.
Then I didn't think I could have a chance, but I just did it. Came down to 38 who got selected, and then we went to a shootout in Oschersleben in Germany, which was tricky conditions, raining, and eventually top 6, they selected the top 6, which I was one of them, to race this year. So it's pretty exciting stuff. Definitely a quick step, I would say, right? Like from dreaming last year, watching it on TV, to being there this year. But hopefully it goes well and we'll see how it plans out.
But isn't it quite cool, Daisy, if you sit there and you go, I'm going to go and race at Oschersleben. Isn't that a great name?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to pronounce it. but
Oschersleben. Where are you racing this week? Hockenheim. Then next week, Oschersleben.
Very cool.
At the Lausitzring. You know what I mean? This is exciting stuff. Okay, so now, you've been over, you did a bit of testing, you got into the top 6. There afterwards, then did they say, okay, now you got to come for an official test, or what happened?
Yeah, after that, then they announced all the drivers like within the next few weeks. Also, another South African, Calvin, he was Pro Cup. He wasn't actually at the test. He's announced as a Pro Cup driver just because he's had 2 years of a car experience. And then the whole lot of planning, setting up like car, colors, everything. And eventually, 2 weeks ago, we came to a test in Oschersleben, which that was a 2-day test, which actually planned out pretty good. Ended up top 2 overall, top 3 overall, quickest in one of the sessions, which I was pretty happy about. And then, yeah, it's definitely moving fast, but getting there.
Now tell us a little bit about the setup of the teams. Is it one organization that sets up all the Scirocco Cups, or are you in a specific team that has their own Scirocco Cup and your own set of mechanics, and you can make setup adjustments, not engine adjustments. Just tell us a little bit about this actual formula.
It's actually all run by VW, who run all the cars together, so they're all built and prepared by one team. But what's nice is it comes up to the driver and a little bit of setup changes. You're only allowed to change tire pressures and roll bar. So, like those who know, like with the race car, it's not much, but it's that little bit that gives you that edge, that top secret, which will help you go forward. So it's all up to the driver and a little bit of setup.
All right. I mean, that's pretty damn exciting. So now you get going this weekend. You must be the envy of all of your mates.
Yeah, I guess.
Have you got a girlfriend?
No. Girlfriend. The only girlfriend I got to focus on is racing. It's pretty much it. Taking
You're
over from the
You're gonna-
girlfriend.
Spoken like a true champion.
You're going to
eh?
get a lot of girlfriends now.
No, you got to focus on the racing. Make the
No,
make
just-
it a.
Listen, you got to make sure when the helmet comes off, Jordan, just don't have helmet hair. You know what I mean?
Spend the extra half an hour.
And make sure that your overalls done up nicely. You know what I mean? Don't take some of those negative things from your dad. You know what I mean? Make sure you take it from your sister. Make sure your overall is nicely done up and you look presentable. Because then you're gonna get like some. You never know. VW, big cash. All of a sudden, maybe the family will want to marry you, something like that. You know how these things can happen. Got to think big. Okay,
Yeah.
so no girlfriend. School you're going to do over there?
School I'm actually doing here, so it's a lot of days. Like I'm missing a lot of days, so it's extra hours after school, catching up on Saturdays possibly.
Sister's going to help you?
No, my sister's too lazy.
Which one?
Both of them.
Buddy,
That's-
how are you getting home?
Well, this sounds a bit by foot, but.
Yeah, well, you can get fit. Might as well
yeah.
do a bit of running. Tell us about fitness at your age. How old are you now? 16?
I'm 16, yeah.
16 years old. What do you do for fitness? I mean, do you do gym training? Do you do running? What are you working on?
Last year I was pretty much working on the whole kids are fit type of thing, but this year I do definitely a much stricter program, running, cycling, as much as I can, more cardio than like muscle building, because as a racing driver you can't be too heavy, but just trying to get as fit as I can, because this year it's a lot like longer races out. I think it's like 45-minute races, which is definitely much more tiring. So the fitter I can be, I guess everything's got to help.
Do you have to have a pit stop?
No,
So it's 45 minutes, one set of tires.
yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, I think it's like 45 minutes. I think it's between like 18 and like 22 laps, but around those tracks it's pretty long. So
Yeah.
it's one set of tires, a straight sprint race, so it's pretty exciting.
And if you go from wet to dry or dry to wet, are you entitled to change?
I think, yeah, I guess it's up to the driver. If it's dry enough and you know you're going to make up time
Yeah.
on the dry tires changing from the wet, it's definitely, you can pit. I think you can. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure you can. Which
Okay.
this weekend could be the key, because it seems like on the weather reports it's raining, dry.
You at Hockenheim?
Rain, dry, yeah.
Oh, buddy, it's going to rain. Sometime during the course of the day. Might not rain in your race. Might rain in the it's going to rain. It's Hockenheim, buddy.
Weather's just gone from bad to worse as
Yeah.
I look at it every day.
Yeah. Hockenheim. Well, it's 4 seasons in a day when you go there. That's for sure. No,
It's like
a
Cape
bit
Town.
of a, yeah. But much nicer people than Cape Town. Anyway, now Jordan, the car itself. What's the size of the engine? How much power has it got? What is it feel like compared to you coming from Polo Cups and a couple of production cars?
I actually haven't driven.
You haven't even
production
driven production cars.
So, but the Sirocco, it's got 235 horsepower plus, then you got an extra 50 horsepower with the push to pass.
Okay.
Which is quite a cool feature. It brings the racing closer. But compared to the Polo Cup, it's way quicker. It handles so much better. But also, it's got DSG gearbox, which
Yeah.
is so it's
So it's a pop.
yeah, it's just
paddle
a bit of
shifts.
like paddle shift, flicking through the gears. But other than that, even though with all the aids and stuff like that with the paddle shift, it's definitely a hard car to drive. I found it was hard to adapt to, but it's fun and it's nice and it should bring close racing.
Do you know that the first time I went round the Port Elizabeth circuit, your dad took me in a Scirocco R, and you know what he did? He punctured the tire. This was your dad.
I remember
Do you remember that?
Yeah. It was my first race there as well.
Yeah, was my first. I spun at the second corner. I was very good at the back. Then I spun all over the place. But listen, this is hell of exciting stuff, and I know that you got some big backers behind you. You got Blue Label. Mr. Gavin Verigis,
Yeah, it's,
who's a hell of a nice guy and very, very, very supportive. So you've been looked after a bit.
yeah, it's a big thank you to like all my sponsors with Blue Label Telecoms, with Gavin Regis, also PG Glass, which has been a title sponsor for racing in South Africa,
Yeah.
it's helping us a little bit overseas. Plus, also without my dad and my mom and my family support, I don't think anything would be possible. Also, a big thanks like Cornwright Motors, which is a panel beating shop who's fixed many of my cars in my career. Yeah, so without them, I definitely wouldn't have been able to step forward.
But now, taking all of the cash, it means Tasman has to go and drive in the Goldwagen series this weekend. I mean, that's taking the food that fed you. Don't you feel guilty?
I guess I do, but in the other sense, when she raced overseas, I was had to sit back. But no,
You were like 4 years old.
yeah, no, but I do feel bad. But Tasman,
No, you don't feel bad.
but Tasman she should be a front-running contender this weekend, which is also good. Hopefully, we can set records. Peppers racing in 2 different continents, winning on the same day, which would be really cool.
The thing is, don't let your dad too much on the car. Okay, because that's why Taz is going to be really quick this weekend, because your dad's going to be with you. Just make sure he's in the hospitality side there. Let the Germans do the stuff.
That's the nice thing is there's actually not much to fiddle with, just tire pressures. So I can do it myself. But with my dad's support and his experience, definitely it's going to help with him overseas. And it's taking a little bit from my sister, but we'll see. Maybe I can make a career which will help her as well, race here in South Africa. I can hopefully one day back her and she can maybe join me racing overseas, which would be awesome.
And me?
You can come support
No,
me,
you
be our
support.
manager.
I'll come support. No, listen. With also, in all seriousness, I mean, your dad has been instrumental in all of your racing for you and your sister. Your other sister doesn't race.
My other sister tried it, never enjoyed it, but she's definitely the best supporter out there.
Yeah, she's now got poodles and handbags and stuff.
No, I don't think she's that far-fetched, but yeah, definitely without my family's backing and my dad's experience, also started with my grandpa and his dad, so without the family tradition, I definitely wouldn't be where I am and enjoying the sport that I am today.
And the wonderful thing is, from what we've seen in pre-season, it looks, well, one doesn't know on race day, but you were very quick. Calvin was very quick. Van der Linde versus Pepper. Just don't take each other out, but
Take the battle. It's been, I
Yeah.
think, 8 or 9 years we've been racing against each other now.
I mean,
in a
you know
row,
each
so
other, eh?
It's definitely.
Do you get on, by the way?
Yeah, we really on the
I don't
track.
lie.
On the track, it's as fierce
It's
as
fierce.
competition. But
Yeah.
after the race weekends, we definitely good friends and good mates. We like chill at home in holidays and stuff like that. So
Have a couple of beers.
no, train together. Do the training together, not the beers.
Do the training, sit over there and watch everybody driving on the road going, why can't we be there? Why can't we drive? Does it get frustrating that you can't drive on the road?
Oh, it's actually bad. Like racing here last year, you race around the track like maximum speeds, and then you got to sit in the passenger seat on the way home and talk about your race weekend.
It's
definitely
weird.
not fun, but time will come, I guess.
No, it will come. Jordan, we wish you the greatest success. I don't know if it's confirmed, but I have heard that there's a very good chance that the races could be live on Supersport. Not confirmed, I don't know. But I do think we will get them, regardless. So we'll definitely plug it as much as we can for you. We'll be following your progress and go there and race how you race. Don't let the crowds get to you. Stay calm, at least until the lights go out.
Yeah, it's going to be nervous until the lights go out, but after then it's racing as hard as I ever will. But
Do you have to have extra? I mean, if you win, is there like a ballast requirement?
no, there's no penalties. So it's no stupid rules like they got here.
Oh,
but
we just send Darren with you. He can become the ballast in the Scirocco. He might get sick in the back there, throw up a bit.
Why are you dragging me?
Because you need to go racing.
Forza Ferrari.
But yeah, big thanks like coming on, yeah, and definitely
No, awesome.
looking forward to getting over there and seeing how it goes at round 1.
We look very forward to watching your progress, and yeah, go and fly the flag high and do your best. That's the best that anyone can ask.
Definitely will do. Thank you very much.
All right, we wish you well. There we go. Jordan Pepper going to be taking part in VW Scirocco Cup. this weekend in Hockenheim, pre-race to DTM. And then, of course, Sister Tasman will be winning at Swartkorps in the Polo Cup. She's in the Polo. So you haven't even given her a production car yet. Jordan, you better win a couple of races there, buddy. Okay, you know what I mean?
Step her game up as well.
Get that Mr. Pepper here, buddy. We've got to progress and get Taz in a...
But the Polo Cup show is definitely more
No, it's
competitive
awesome.
than production cars, so.
She'll be great. Listen, it's great to see you and wish you all of the best. Safe journey and come back safe and hopefully with the podium or a win.
Thank you very much, I will do.
All the best.
At the next intersection, turn on.
Gears with Sasha Martinengo.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time.